Welcome to tonight's Board of Commissioners meeting. We'll start off by the invocation by Commissioner Goodman, and join us for the pledge.
Let us stand. Gentlemen, remove your covers. Pardon me. Gentlemen, remove your covers. Let us pray. Our omnipotent, and omniscient Father in heaven, we ask your blessings on this meeting tonight. Give us wisdom. Father, we ask mercy and grace for those who stand in the breach, protecting us from evil, both the local and the federal, and those in the world who protect us. Bring them home at night. Father, we pray for those who are sick and afflicted, that your will would be done. Father, we ask all of these things in thy name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, roll call, Katie.
All commissioners are present.
Okay, at this time, we need to make a couple of amendments to the agenda. I move that we remove item number 9, as this legislation is not going to happen this year. And we also need to add the appointment to District 5 Elections and Registrations Board, and that'll be the new number 9. Are there any other amendments? All right. Hearing none, can I get a motion to accept the agenda as amended?
So moved, Chairman.
Second.
All right, we got a first and second to accept the agenda. Any comments? All in favor? All right. If there's no changes to the minutes from the February 13th public hearing, that one was at 5 p.m., the February 18th public hearing at 10 a.m., and the February 18th public hearing, and the February 18th regular meeting minutes. If there's any changes or those, if not, can I get a motion to accept those minutes?
Motion to accept.
I'll second it. All in favor?
I have to recuse myself, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
This brings us to our presentations. Mike, are you going to do this one, first one? Yes, sir. All right, thank you, sir.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, thank you for giving me a couple of minutes this evening. It's with great pride tonight that we want to recognize Colonel Richard Frizzell for his 15 years of loyal and dedicated service to the Camden County Board of Assessors and his service to the citizens of Camden County and the Camden County Board of Commissioners. So Colonel Frizzell, if you'll come up, I'm going to read a little biography about you. Okay? And I'm going to present you with this plaque. If the commissioners will come down, I'm going to have a picture of you taken. And I want to read this stuff about you. Colonel Frizzell has got an amazing history. So after graduating from SUNY Niagara, he continued his education at the University of Buffalo, where he earned a bachelor's degree in education in 1967. While receiving his degrees, Mr. Frizzell began his military career in the United States Army. Throughout that time, he became airborne and qualified as a member of the Special Forces as a Green Beret in 1970. In 1990, he was promoted to full colonel until he retired in 1995. While still in the military, Colonel Frizzell remained active in his community. He has served as a member of the Niagara County Legislature from 1981 to 1992, and as a member of the SUNY Niagara's Board of Trustees from 1984 to 1992. At the same time, he worked as the President and Vice President General Manager of Centrex Security Services Incorporated from 1980 to 1992. And upon his retirement from the military, Colonel Frizzell decided to go back to school and earn his master's degree in international relations from Troy State University of Alabama in 1997. He then began working as a middle school teacher at Camden County Middle School. Camden Middle School, yep. And as a professor of political science and international relations at the College of Coastal Georgia until December of 2018. And just in his spare time, Colonel Frizzell continued to serve his community by volunteering with USO every Saturday at the Jacksonville International Airport, and for the Habitat for Humanity, the VFW, and for the Camden County Board of Assessors. Colonel Frizzell, we're so thankful for you and your service. Thank you. Turn around so we can get a good picture.
Good luck to you. Hey, Colonel. Yes, we do. Yes, I do that. Hey, Colonel, we get one of you?
All right, the next presentation we got is recognition of Commissioner Martin Turner. He completed his, he's a graduate. He completed his University of Georgia and ACCG training. We'll have a plaque for him later on when they provide it to us, probably be in Savannah. So, yeah, let's thank Mr. Turner for his work on that. All right, next we've got a presentation by the Woodbine Public Library. Ms. Sutton, you might want to pull that mic a little closer to you.
We hope you'll all help us celebrate for that. Oh, now I can hear it. We opened our doors in 2020, and right now we're open 6 days a week, but only 4 hours per day. We see a need for being open more hours because we discovered that the courthouse doesn't have facilities for patrons to make copies or to download information that they need for court. So we have somebody come to the library just about every day to download something from our facility. So we're only open 3 mornings a week, so, you know, it'd be helpful to them if we were open all 5 mornings. That's usually when the computers are used. We have a number of activities, and I gave you a handout that I guess that's what's coming up on the screen. The papers that I gave you are managers' reports. Emily Long was our manager until last Friday, and she has to write up a report once a quarter to send to Three Rivers Regional Library, who supervises us. But it shows you a number of different activities that we provide the citizens of Woodbine in particular. We have a number of children's programs, and we've also been having adult programs about once a quarter that we bring in something of interest in the community. And we've had as many as 45 adults attend those programs, so they're well received. We have here tonight, I just met him for the first time tonight, we have a new director of the Three Rivers Regional Library, which is what we come under, Jeremy Snell, and Melissa, I forget your last name. Clark, thank you. Are both from the regional library, and they come down regularly and supervise us and help us with programs. I would like to invite all of you to come see the library sometime. Check the schedule, because like I said, we're only open 4 hours a day. We'd like to be open more, and we'd like to offer more services to this community. One of the projects that we're in the middle of doing right now is putting up little free libraries around the north end of the county. And I think we've gotten permits for 5 of them to go in different locations like Mabel Ford Park up in Spring Bluff, and the fire station in Tarboro, one to go at Harriet's Bluff. And I think the other one is going down near the Gateway Center. But we've had requests, just since I started talking about this project, we've had 3 other requests for people saying, please put one in my neighborhood. So that'll be our goal. But we would like you to come by and see our library.
Thank you.
Okay,
I
thank you.
believe there was a little library at the Charlie Easterling Park on
Yes,
17
yes.
too.
And that's not one of ours. I don't know who put that up, but we help maintain it now.
Yes.
We've got 2 people that go by there regularly and change the books out and make sure it's in good repair. But yeah, they are used.
All right, thank you.
One other thing too, while you're at it, is I really appreciate the Woodbine Library and everything that they do for this community. Ms. Sutton, you guys do a great job. But at our last board meeting, they had those little pads that the children, I'd like for you to explain a little bit about those pads if you can, or.
Well, I'll introduce them, but Jeremy and Melissa can tell you a lot more about it than I did. We just got these individual computers for children to use. Everything is in it, and the kids can check them out and take them home. Has a program that they plug into it, and what I've heard is they were very popular. I haven't used one yet, so I can't tell you in detail what they are, but
He's right behind you.
Hi, Jeremy Snell. Yeah, those are launch pads. They were actually funded through a grant from the state that regional libraries received. They contain a number of like early literacy games as well as early education, math, kind of those core skills that we can check out at actually all of our libraries, Woodbine included.
Well, one thing that I've noticed about this library, and I ride by a lot, I don't have a lot of time to stop, but it's always buzzing with different things going on, little children on up to adults. I think it's an asset, a very strong asset for this community, all the way from here and the north end, and I really appreciate the Woodbine Library and what they've done, and want them to succeed desperately, and see what can happen there. And these ladies do it. I just knew you weren't going to mention that, and I thought that was a great thing. That's a good move there. So thank you very much.
Thank y'all. All right, this brings us to our first public comment section of the night. We'll limit it to 3 minutes. Are there any registered speakers, Katie?
I do have one comment that was submitted via email that will be included in the record, and that is from Mr. Christopher Walker. And I'll make sure you guys all get a copy of that. He did say he was going to email it to you directly, but I'll make sure I get that to you as well.
Thank you, Katie.
The next is Robert Bauer. Oh, I'm sorry, that's the second public comment.
Okay. All right, anybody wish to speak before the board on an agenda item only at this time? All right, seeing none, we'll move on. We'll start off with our first agenda item. This is approval of contract award for the 2024 LeMig pavement preservation. Jared, you ready?
Good evening, Commissioners. How are you guys doing tonight? Hopefully you're doing well. So tonight you got 5 things that I'm bringing to you guys regarding both our projects for road pavement and our work with the base. So the first one is our pavement preservation project. This is funded by funds through Georgia Department of Transportation, Local Maintenance Improvement Grant, or LMIG, and SPLOST 8 funds. So annually, LMIG is provided to us from GDOT. SPLOST funds are utilized to match the 80 or the 30% matching requirement from GDOT on those funds. We also then use SPLOST funds to expand that project every year to get more roads preserved. Sorry. Pavement preservation techniques are utilized to correct imperfections and extend life cycles of road. We received 1 bid. The bid includes the preservation of 32 roads at roughly 11.34 miles. At that rate, we're paying about $142,000 per mile to preserve the roads and get another 12 to 15 years out of them. So the motion in front of you is, or the recommendation is in front of you, is to approve the contract award to Asphalt Paving Systems.
Okay, that's the one for 1,500,000 and, well,
Yes.
$1.6 million.
Roughly 1.6 million.
Jared, could you identify just for the public which roads are getting paved in that item?
Yes, so we have Billyville Cutoff Road, Billyville Road, Cambridge Circle, Cedar Street, Clark's Bluff, a section of Clark's Bluff over by Vacuna, Gum Street, McKinnon Road South, Rainbow Lane, Retreat Place, South Cherry Street, Sadler Lane, West Cypress Avenue, West Holly Avenue, West Pine Avenue, Whippoorwill Circle, South Hickory Street, Bristol Hammocks Court, Billyville Road, east side of 95, Lang Road, Heron Road, Manchester Court, River Oak Street, Pinewood Avenue, Hickory Street, Oakwell Road, Sherry Drive, Floyd Lane, GA Episcopal Center Road, Inkachi Road, White Oak Place, Harriet's Bluff Village Road, and Windsor Circle.
All right, I'll make a motion, we approve this item. Do we have a second?
Second.
Got a first and a second to approve the work on these roads. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. All right, we'll move on to the next item.
All right, gentlemen, the second item is for pavement resurfacing. So these are roads that are too far gone to get preservation techniques done. We actually have to mill them and make some deeper grade repairs to be able to get them back to good condition. So in this process, we got 2 bids when we went out to bid. The bid consists of 5 roads totaling 5.16 miles. At this rate, you're looking at about $194,000 per mile. So when we go through the preservation process versus full depth resurfacing, we're saving roughly $50,000 per mile. That's why we look at doing preservation first. So this is, again, recommendation for a contract award to the Scruggs Company to perform this work.
All right, and this is Groover Road, part of Vacuna Road, Bristol Hammock Circle, Bristol Hammock Road, and Dowling Drive. We had Owens Ferry Road on there, but it was removed to stay under budget. We'll catch it the next time. And the way we've been doing the roads is we basically have a company that comes in and videos all our roads and puts a grade on them, and we're doing the worst ones first. So that's how these lists have come up.
And we're also clustering them, so we're looking at trying to maximize our contractor time. So if we have 3 roads that are in dire need, but we have 2 roads that are maybe on our list 2 years down the road, we get them done this year because we're not gonna get a better price for doing those roads than when the contractor's already in that sub doing work.
Right, because you don't want to pay for them to have to move their equipment all over the county.
Correct, it makes no sense to do 3 roads out of a 5-row sub and then do 2 more, the last 2 years later. It doesn't make sense with money.
Yes, sir. All right, can I get a motion on this item?
So move.
All right, we got a first and a second. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. All right, this brings us to item number 3.
So item number 3, 4, and 5 has to do with our IGSA with Kings Bay Naval Base. The first one is for contract award of resurfacing of USS Benjamin Franklin. That is their, I want to say it's their second busiest entrance into the sub base. We're looking at getting that full depth pavement with the reclamation of millings, like we did last year with the project with them. So we're looking at 2 bids we received for minor roadway maintenance and will be performed by us to prepare for the road resurfacing. It's minor clipping and some minor work that we do beforehand. The IGSA does include a fee schedule for all work that we do to cover our expenses. And then at the end, we're estimating we're going to receive around 1,000 tons of asphalt millings. So at this time, we're looking to award to the Scruggs Company for work on the naval base per the RFP.
Okay, I'll make a motion, we award the bid to the Scruggs Company, and I believe that is 1.737 million.
That is
Roughly.
correct.
Second.
You got a first and a second? All right, one reason why we do this, it saves the federal government a lot of money if we bid it out, and we make a little bit of money off of it. And as he said, we get some of the millings. Sometimes we had to pay for the millings, sometimes they give us the millings. We turn around and use those millings on our unimproved, our dirt roads. So this is a win-win both for the Navy and the federal government and us. All right, so we got a first and second. Any more discussion? All in favor? Motion carries. All right, next item.
The next item is merely for completing of the bid. So we also looked at a second section of the base that they would do some preservation techniques, mainly in their housing area. And if they were under budget with the first project on Benjamin Franklin, we were going to pursue getting a few of those roads included in the project this year. But because Benjamin Franklin came in so high compared to our early estimates, this project will be delayed till next year. So we're formally rejecting the bids just to close out that RFP, and we'll resubmit this RFP out to the public next year for the project.
All right, can I get a motion on this item?
So moved, Chairman.
And that's a motion to reject the bid.
Correct.
And we'll do it over next year. Any more discussion?
I got one quick question. Does Kings Bay, they prepare the estimates we're working against, or do we do that?
No, we use, they utilize us and we use the EXP engineering firm, the same company that we utilize on our roads to give assessment and give early estimates on what would be needed. And I think what our issue was, this is only the second time we're doing this on the naval base with them. And I think their number was a little low, only not seeing that we're probably going to have a little bit elevated numbers, knowing on all the security clearances and everything that was going to have to be done to be able to work on the base. So the vendors came in a little higher than we early estimated. And it's funny because they were almost right on with the estimates we had. I mean, you saw that I only had to pull one road off, and that really was to give us a buffer to stay under budget out of the whole project. So when you're looking at bidding a $1.6 million project and you were only off by about 40,000, that's pretty good on an early estimate. So the naval base, we were just off because of that built-in overhead of them having to make clearances and everything else and bring specific individuals that can make clearance and work on the base.
All right, we got a first and second. All in favor of rejecting this bid? All right, motion carries.
All right, lastly.
One more.
Yep, lastly, item 5 is we're working with the base again to help them rejuvenate their football field. They had a few hurricanes knocked out their athletic field lighting. They finally have some funding that they can put some money back into the base for the residents. So this is a contract of award to Musco Lighting for athletic field lighting replacement. Musco Lighting is a nationally known field lighting expert. They are known mainly for cutting-edge technology, LED technology, and they have a 20-year, like, impeccable warranty that they come out and replace anything in the first 20 years of service. So Musco Sports Lighting has a cooperative bid through Sourcewell, so we're utilizing that contract through Sourcewell. We had them come out. It includes basically all of the engineering, all the design, and all the specifications. We buy the equipment at 5% below MSRP, and then they do a turnkey system where they essentially coordinate a contractor to do all the installation. So for us, it really is a hands-off project once we award the contract, set up everything at the base, and they're just going to order the materials, get it delivered, and install it and walk away. So for us, it's a win-win. We get the competitive pricing that the base might not have been able to get and get it at a more quicker pace than if they had to go through all their red tape and all their bureaucracies and that. And then on the other side, the base is getting, much needed lighting improvements on their field.
All right, can I get a motion on this item?
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, we got a first and a second to approve the contract for the athletic field lighting on the base. Any more discussion?
It's the same as what you said a while ago. We're basically a flow-through,
Well, we're saving the federal government some money.
right, and making a little off of it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, our administration fee, we get roughly 10%.
All right, all in favor? Motion carries.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, thank you. Okay, Nancy.
Good evening, Commissioners. Nancy Clark Gonzalez, Chief Financial Officer. This agenda item for your consideration is to approve the tourism promotional service agreements. The county currently contracts with St. Mary's and Kingsland's Convention and Visitor Centers, and also the Camden County Chamber of Commerce for the promotion of tourism, conventions, and trade shows for Camden County. And the Board of Commissioners approved a resolution to change the tax rate for hotel motel tax to 6%, which was effective on October 1st, 2024. And the General Assembly approved that increase. And the contracts have been revised to reflect the new tax rate and to reference the applicable tax code, which is OCGA 481351B. And the tax has been allocated to each entity based on the 2020 population. And the new contracts distribute 50% of the tax collected for the promotion of tourism through these entities. And we've had contracts with them for many years, and this 50% distribution of the 6% is equivalent to what they used to receive. Several years ago, we had a 3% tax, and they received 100% of that. So it's the same funding. The balance of that hotel motel tax, $20,000 goes to the Thiokol Memorial Project, and the remainder of the unrestricted is transferred over to the general fund. So the contract has an effective date. We're actually going back to when the tax increased on October 1st of 2024. And it renews annually and has a 60-day termination clause on both sides. So we're requesting approval of those 3 contracts.
All right, can we get a motion on this item?
I move that we approve those contracts.
All right, do we have a second?
I'll
Second.
second.
All right, any discussion?
I just wanted to ask, so that 20% to the Thiokol Memorial Project, is that annually?
It's $20,000.
$20,000, sorry.
$20,000, yes, it's annually, and we pay it to them monthly.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How much tax do we collect on this overall? Do you know, right off the-
I looked at the fiscal year '24. It's variable, of course.
Yeah.
But last fiscal year, we had collected almost $165,000. So $100,000 of that was distributed to the cities, according to the population, and the Thiokol got 20,000, and I transferred 47,000 of that to the general fund.
All right, thank you, Nancy.
You're welcome.
All right, any more discussion? All right, we got a first and second. All in favor? Motion carries.
Thank you. So the next agenda item is to establish whom shall serve on the fiscal year 2026 Budget Committee. And historically, the chairman and one other commissioner have served on the Budget Committee. And there's also a need to establish an alternate should someone not be able to attend one of the meetings. And the Budget Committee members meet with the departments and constitutional offices. I have it set up throughout the month of April. I have, I believe, 5 dates. Most of the dates are full days. And that goes through April. And then at that point, the Budget Committee, well, I will present it to the Board of Commissioners in early May after we review it with the committee.
All right, thank you, Nancy. All right, we're going to continue on. The chair and the vice chair will serve as on the Budget Committee, and I'll appoint Commissioner Turner as the alternate. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you.
Item number 8. Sheriff?
Good afternoon, Chairman, Commissioners. So tonight I'm going to come to you and ask for a consideration to approve the purchase of vehicles. Originally was allotted $350,000 in fiscal year '25, and with the cost of everything going up, we had allotted for 5 vehicles, so I have to cut it down to 4 vehicles is what I'm asking for, just because of the cost. Radios and the cameras are the 2 biggest costs that went up this year, almost doubled. And so we actually going to ask for $356,497. So it's a difference of $6,000 extra that I'm asking for. I'm also losing a vehicle in this process too, but we'll try to make that up on something else.
All right, can I get a motion on this item?
Motion to approve.
All right, we got a first and second to purchase the 4 vehicles for the sheriff's office. Any discussion? All in favor? Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right. This brings us to item number 9. This is the appointment to the Board of Elections and Registrations for District 5. I move that we appoint Mr. Ray Holland to the board.
Second.
You got a first and second. Any discussion? All in favor? Those opposed? All right, we got a new member. All right, this brings us to the reports. Katie, you got anything for the calendar?
No, sir, there's no changes at this time.
Sean or Seth, are y'all on? Got any comments?
Hey, Chairman, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Just a reminder to all the voters and everyone in the meeting room there this evening that we do have a splost election going on, so early voting is going on right now. We will have Saturday voting this week and continued voting next week, and then obviously the day of the vote will be March 18th. And just appreciation to all the staff for all their hard work. Jared's put in quite a bit of work on all of the work that he's done for all the LMIG projects and the base projects, and get ready for the budget for those of you that are on the budget committee and the full commission. So looking forward to working with everybody and get that budget wrapped up pretty soon. Thank you.
Yeah, the road projects that we approved tonight, a lot of that money is coming from your SPOS taxes. So that helps get our roads in shape. Anything else, Sean?
No, sir, that's all. Thank you, Chairman.
Okay. All right, this brings us to our last public comment section of the night. Anybody registered?
Mr. Robert Bauer.
Mr. Bauer, Harriet's Bluff. I've been driving around the county a little bit to see what's going on. And you all are digging a hole so deep you'll never get out of it. Jody, when he was going around taking pictures after the hurricane, all the crushed corridors going under the roads, I doubt that they've been fixed. the flooding area down Harriet's Bluff Road by the concrete bridge. That's been fixed. They put up a flood zone sign that takes care of everything. Some of the electrical panels I've seen here recently that are standing open, that any child could get his hand into, probably need to be closed up. The road out here coming into the courthouse here, entranceway, that road looks like crap. And when you come across from off of 17 onto the road here, you can run through a big dip. That shit ought to be taken care of. But like I said before, y'all digging a big hole, and I don't think you'll ever get out of it. Thank you.
Well, thank you for your comments. Anybody else, Katie?
Miss Debbie Olson? And if you could just state what city you live in, that's fine. Yeah.
I too live off of Harriet's Bluff on the Woodbine side. I've been here for almost 20 years. We actually refer to it as Harriet's Raceway. We have problems on the main road for sure with speeding, but also I live off of Pine Street, and we have many children playing there. The road department recently put a second sign up saying children at play. But the problem is when they're heading up Pine Street towards the bluff, they blow through the stop sign there. So they haven't taken the time to look at the sign. And also, they're racing to get to the bluff so fast, they're paying no attention to any type of speed limit. The children will be out of school soon, and they play on Pine Street, they congregate there. It's very scary how fast they drive on that back road. The second problem that we have in that same area is the stray cats. Now, I myself have them and have asked for help, but recently we have less help than ever. Animal control has their hands full, and the humane has become privatized, and so you can't even surrender an animal there without having to pay a fee, which many can't afford. So I'm asking, is there going to be any additional help in the future? I put my name on the list so they could come and neuter my 2 females that I have there, who are pregnant right now. And that was about 8 months ago. So I've asked for help in the past. I feel like maybe Christ will return before there's any help available. So I'm asking you, what further help can we get for these 2 situations?
Thank you. If you give your name and number to Katie, we'll get somebody to get in touch with you. Thank you.
Is Seth on the line?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Sean is. I don't know about Seth. Seth's
Okay.
gone.
Okay, I asked her to come so that all 5 of you guys could hear what she was talking about. And we are working on the traffic situation on Harriet's Bluff Road. Sheriff's well aware of it, and he's here. I know I can't ask him to come speak, but thank you, Debbie. I think that's admirable that you come and do that.
Sheriff Cheney will come up
Okay.
and say something.
So it's my second month in office, and we are actually getting our staff built back up in the process right now. It's looking good. We did today put a new vehicle out there on Harris Bluff Road. It's a marked vehicle. It's going to be moved around at certain places out there. Some days it's going to have an officer in it, some days it's not. So some days you're going to get a citation, some days you may not get a citation, but it's going to be moved throughout Harris Bluff Road, mainly on the curb right now where that sharp curve's at. We'll look at Pine Street as well for the stop signs and stuff, but something being kind of trying to be proactive. Also have the guys go out there on certain days of the week, certain times. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. Get a speed bump. Watch children at
That's something we'll address, we'll look
Yeah,
at.
we can look into that too.
But we'll get out there and we're gonna have 2 in the morning time, 2 in the afternoon times where they actually come out there and enforce the traffic laws out there. And also when they're not there, that car will stay out there too as well. So we're gonna change that. They're gonna think somebody's in the car. Might not be nobody in the car that day, but the next day there might be somebody in that car. So if they see that that car is being stationary for 2 weeks and nobody's doing nothing, they'll keep on blowing by. But some days there's gonna be somebody in that. So that's what we're working on. The staffing's coming back up too, so. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Sheriff. All right, anybody else, Roger? Anybody else wish to speak for the board? All right, seeing none, this time we need a motion to adjourn the regular meeting and convene an executive session for the purpose of discussion items exempt under OCGA 50-143B4. This is for information technology-related items.
So moved.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor? All right, we'll be back. This should be pretty short.
driving my ragged self home.
Please take him home.
Can't leave yet. All right, now we need a motion to adjourn the executive session and reconvene the regular meeting.
So moved.
Second.
I got first and second, all in favor? All right, we're back in the regular meeting. We had some action from the executive session. I make a motion, we approve a 3-year contract for software to be used by planning and development. They got an annual cost of $27,000 and a one-time implementation and data migration fee of $13,500. Can I get a second on this item?
Second.
All right, I got first and second. All in favor? All right. Joey's got some software. All right, now can we get a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Make a motion, we adjourn the meeting.
Second, all in favor? We're done. Thank y'all.